That time of year where they put the temperatures. Right, well, last week you would have wanted it over.
Doesn't she just always know exactly what to play? With the right music at the right time. Thank you, Danielle. Good morning, everyone. My name is Reverend Jamili Omar. I am the minister here, and for today, I am your game show host. Today's service is sometimes called a question box service. Kids today might call it Ask Me Anything. So we gathered, Francis Prevost and I gathered questions from you all. And so you are the Alex Trebek or what's the new guy, Ken Jennings of the service today. You have asked us the questions. So hold on to your seats, be ready for a roller coaster of excitement and deep questions. And before we begin this game, there's ground rules to every game. So this is how we play here. 1, everyone is welcome at our game table. Every week, we remind ourselves that our community is striving to become as diverse as the blooms of the Sonoran Desert. Our table, our game, is more exciting and fun because you are here. So whoever you have been, whoever you are becoming, whoever you will be, you are welcome here. Rule 2. You might need to care for your physical body. We all have physical bodies, and you are welcome to do that in ways that are right for you. There are gender-specific restrooms off the foyer. There's also an accessible and gender-inclusive restroom behind the AV desk, and more in Goddard Hall, the social hall. If you want a place to talk with a neighbor, to walk around or go get a cup of coffee during service, across this little patio right here is a lovely space where our worship is live streamed, and you are welcome there. 3, we believe that while everyone is welcome here, intentions matter. Everyone is welcome here, and why you are here makes a difference. We say this because we know that more and more violations of the right to due process are happening across our country. And this is a game we refuse to play. So here's what you need to know. On Sunday morning, this worship space, the sanctuary, our social hall, our parking lots, our children's classrooms are considered public spaces. However, we have designated a number of other spaces as private, even on Sunday mornings. Those doors are labeled private. They are for entry by invitation only for all of us, including law enforcement, including ICE, should someone show up without proper judicial warrants. So, if you do not feel safe and need to take advantage of those spaces, you are invited to do so. 4, we tell the truth in our game. Weekly, we name the desert people who came first to this place and whose land was stolen in successive acts of displacement and genocide. We honor the Otham, the Yaqui, the Apache. We also honor the Hohokam and the many other ancient indigenous peoples whose names are lost to us. We do this because we refuse to forget. We will not replace true history with a lie. 5, we welcome new visitors. If you are new and feeling up to it, we invite you to raise your hand now so we can either welcome you. Welcome. Lots of new faces today. We do this so that we can start up a conversation with you, answer any questions you might have, invite you to social hour, or ignore you if that's what makes you happy in this space. 6, these actions and statements and so many more on Sunday mornings are grounded in the Unitarian Universalist core values, which we mention every Sunday. We say them so we can be inspired to let them guide our full week. Today's value is interdependence, which is in the lower right corner of our snakes and ladders game. And just like a game of snakes and ladders, each of our values lead to and take us from one to the other. They emerge from each other. They bring us back to each other over and over as we make our choices and we take our chances. So now, we roll the dice, we begin our time together in sacred space to hear from you what you want to know about and how we might navigate this great game of life together. So come, let us worship together. Our chalice lighting today is titled Open to Unexpected Answers by Julianne Lepp. Please read with me out loud. We seek our place in the world and the answers to our heart's deepest questions. As we seek, may our hearts be open to unexpected answers. May the light of our chalice remind us that this is a community of warmth, of wisdom, and of welcoming multiple truths. If you are at home or with us at a distance and you have a candle or a chalice, please light that with us as Francis lights our chalice here. Thank you.
It's magic. I am now in my substitute Brian Moon position as song leader today. And our first hymn is Come, Sing a Song with Me, number 346 in the gray hymnal, but the words will be on the screen. Rise if you are able and join me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love that grows in the winter time. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love that grows in the winter time. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love that grows in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love that grows in the winter time. Our earth is strong. It can hold our pain and our joy, our love and our anger, our shared bowl, which we use for joys and sorrows each week, is strong enough to hold the big rocks, our collective celebrations and mournings, and also the smaller stones that will be added to signify our individual joys and sorrows. We who live in the desert know that water is a life-sustaining and scarce resource. Let's remember those who are walking through our desert right now without access to water. We pour water from a jug to represent the supplies of water left by those who hold compassion for anyone crossing our desert to find a better life for themselves and their children. If you have a joy or sorrow to share, I invite you to go to menti.com and put in the code 17030446, or use the QR code on the screen. I've used it and it works. Please add your name to your Menti if you want us to know who is sharing. If you're here in person, I invite you to come up to the table now and create ripples of hope by putting a stone into the water to symbolize your joy or sorrow.
On our Menti today, we have struggling with some health issues that are more frustrating than devastating, trying to be mindful through this so as not to be overwhelmed. Ugh. Frustration can be overwhelming, friend. Let yourself feel it. For all of the joys and sorrows shared, for those not shared, let us take a moment of silence. UU patron Saint Mary Oliver, the great poet, reminds us that one day you finally knew what you had to do and began. Though the voices around you kept shouting their bad advice, though the whole house began to tremble and you felt the tug at your ankles, "Mend my life," each voice cried. But you didn't stop. You knew what you had to do, though the wind pried with its stiff fingers at the very foundations, though their melancholy was terrible. And it was already late enough, and a wild night and a road full of fallen branches and stones. But little by little, as you left their voices behind, the stars began to burn through the sheets of clouds, and there was a new voice, which you slowly recognized as your own. It kept you company as you strode deeper and deeper into the world, determined to do the only thing you could do, determined to save the only life you could save. Amen.
Hearts open, minds awake, change us now for heaven's sake. Leave us not alone in hatred's wake. Show us how to love. Show us how to love. Show us how. Show us how to love. Hearts
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are in the section of questions. And so let me give you some framework, the board of our game, as it were. I am, our official title is Minister of Congregational Life. Those of you that were here before July 1st know that we had our lead minister, Reverend Bethany Russell Lowe, who has left us for colder climes I do not understand. Buffalo, New York. And here we are. We are in the middle of this great transition between settled ministers, and we are working with our transitions consultant, Francis Privot, who many of you have seen emails from, and we are really excited to work through a process which is slightly different from what other congregations do when they're in the middle of settled ministries. To that end, we wanted to know what you want to know. What can we answer? How can we be transparent about this process and how things are going? So you will see we have 2 sets of questions. We took your questions online because handwriting is hard to read. And we've condensed these questions. So your question might not be specifically asked, but the general question will be there. And if we don't get to your question, go back to that link, put it in again. We are going to keep that question box open so that we know what people are wondering, so we can address them as time goes on. Okay? So, are we ready? Question number 1. For both of us, what do you love about Tucson? Francis?
I love the summer heat. Just kidding. It's a bit too much very often. I have to take notes because I love the desert. I love how the desert is so diverse here. It's blooming, it's green, it's an amazing desert. The flora, the fauna, everything amazed me here. The mountains surrounding large plains, I love that. The vegan food, amazing. I'm vegan, and it's not always easy to find vegan food, and we have amazing vegan food here in Tucson. And of course, last but not least, the music. I love all the music that we have in this town.
Ditto. What's not to love about those things? And there's having just traveled back to my hometown in Michigan, there's a culture here. There's a sense of you are never more than 2 people away from anybody in this town, which is really kind of odd, but it makes for these really interesting circles of interconnection. Question number 2. This one was for me. What fires you up about being our minister? What scares you about being our minister? And the middle question was, what passion projects do I have? I've thought a lot about this. What fires me up about being our minister is the work that we've done to get here and to have this transition not be a scary process gives me so much hope for the future of this congregation that we are going to thrive into the future, right? The ways that we're thriving now can take us into the future. And so the flip of that, what scares me about being the minister here, what scares me is kind of the outside stuff. We're doing something really radical. Being a religion of faith and hospitality and welcome and loving all is radical in these times. And so it's not us here that scares me. It's if we really live our values out into the world, that will be a threat to some people. And so them seeing us is kind of what scares me, which means we should do it, right? Next question. Tell us about the consultant hiring process, specifically concerns of diversity, equity, justice, and inclusion around hiring Francis.
I don't know who the applicants were. It was 100% confidential, and I appreciate that. They didn't know I was in the race. So I don't know about the diversity in the applicants. When we talk about diversity here, all I can say is that I've been for a very long time an LGBTQ I've been on the side of anti-racism and anti-oppression for also a very long time. And I do love diversity. And I know my place as a straight, male, white, person. I was about to say 60-year-old, but actually it starts playing against me. So it's not the top of it. And if you really wanted someone that was representing the congregation here, I think I am not old enough and not male enough, so we could talk about it.
And I was ex officio on the hiring committee for Francis. We had 9 applicants, 4 of whom we considered serious candidates. They were diverse, and for lots and lots of reasons, Francis was our top candidate. He knows who we are, both Tucson locally and UU Church of Tucson, knows our work with the Baja Four, is familiar with our work with Reverend Sam Wilson and doing our healing and accountability, worked on our stewardship campaign, so is familiar with our finances. And he's here in Tucson, kind of. They don't live exactly in Tucson, but they're here. And we were open to a candidate from a distance and realized that all of the things that Francis brought to us, including his background with organizations in transition, and the fact that he's here, made him our best candidate. So the team went back and forth and round, and really put a lot of thought into this question and figure that as allies, we can bring voices of that diversity to the table, which I think we'll get to in another question. So let's take on the next question. How will and do the two of you work together? Just fine.
No, absolutely no issues. It's perfect.
I disagree with you on that. It's going to be rocky. No, we meet weekly. We talk about the things that we can talk about, and we'll talk about later that there is a set of goals that Francis holds with this transition that I will have absolutely nothing to do with. Do you want to guess what that is? The hiring process for the next minister, right? I will have absolutely nothing to do with that. I'll be informed that it's moving forward, but I will have no hand in the discussions and the information and gathering the materials. It's not my place. That is your job and Francis's job to put together the settled minister search. So, other than that, we talk a lot.
We talk a lot and we disagree a lot.
Yeah.
And honestly, I love it, because it really feeds my thoughts and my thinking process. When I come to Jamily and I share some thoughts and I say, so what do you think? It's great, right? And she's looking at me like, sure. Can we talk more about that? I'm like, oh, darn. And it's excellent. So I would say we work well together because we don't always agree.
Next question. What's your favorite place on earth?
Oh, so I have quite a number of places that
pick one.
I love. I will pick 2, sorry.
Okay.
I couldn't choose between the 2. And so the first one is an island where I lived for 10 years. Before I came to the United States. It's a tiny piece of rock in the middle of the Indian Ocean off the coast of Madagascar. It's a French island, comparable to Hawaii. I love the place for so many reasons. Don't get me started. And talking about diversity, it is an amazing place for diversity of colors and cultures. The second place that I absolutely love is Bryce Canyon. Don't ask me why. Every time I get there, it touches me. It's like, I don't know, it's a piece of art. It touches me.
Probably the Colorado Rocky Mountains. I miss that. I miss there a lot. Next question. The category changes here. Money. There are quite a few questions about money, and we consolidated them to this one question. How can UUCT thrive financially? Take it away.
Why always me? Well, my answer today is to not bring you an answer. I'm not here to bring you answers, actually. I'm here to help you find the answers that you want. And financially, how do you want to thrive? There are many ways. There are many ways. And at some point, we might talk about them. But today, my role here is to help you think about it and is to help you come with a solution that you all like, or at least most of you. And that's my point. So I will not answer that question. You will.
My answer to that question is a little bit more theological and big picture. It will not be solely, hear me say that, solely by increasing membership and increasing pledges. It's not how it's going to happen. Generationally, that doesn't work. Gen Xers and younger, which is early 1970s and younger, don't have the wealth base that older generations have. So it won't be just by expanding membership. Do we want more people? Of course. We would love more people to hear our good news. And that's not what's going to keep us financially sound. Other than that, talk to Francis. Next question. Tending our community is our new category. The question is, how can Sunday service be the most welcoming for the most number of people? So this question, I think, comes out of a couple different areas. We've been working on inclusion in our pulpit that goes up and down, right? We've been working on inclusion in getting, making sure that we have closed captions where we need closed captions, making sure that our hearing aid loop works. And so it's a big question. I think we need to all talk about how our worship service works for the most number of people. We know that there are people that need to get up and stretch and move their bodies during service. How do we accommodate that and people that want a quiet, contemplative space? We know that some people like to talk to their neighbor during service, and we know that some people want it to be quiet. So how do we have that and meet as many needs as possible? Because if we are going to grow, if we're going to have more people here, we will have more needs. The other thing that I think about a lot as I walk up and down this stage all the time, there's no ramp. And we had a goal to get a ramp up here, and we fell short on money. That was all. So let's not lose those things as goals of how we can be a really inclusive and welcoming congregation. Anything to add?
I think that being really welcoming and inclusive as a congregation really depends on us, you sitting here, and having acceptance of others' behaviors and presentations. We are all different, and we all experience the service differently. And we all know that there are services that we like and services that we don't really like. Sometimes we're like super connected, sometimes we're not. So it varies for us as individuals, it varies for us as a group. There is a group dynamic here. We need to recognize that, and when something is not exactly in line with what we are experiencing, we need to be ready for that, and we need to be acceptant of that. I think it's the first step toward inclusiveness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there are also real access needs. Mm-hmm. It's hard to hear when people around you are talking. And so there's real access needs.
And some people have accents.
Mm-hmm. That is also true. Next question. What assistance do we have for folks who are in financial and or emotional distress? We have a care team. Is anybody, who's on the care team right now? So hands, if you email careteam@uuctucson.org, somebody will reply to you and ask how we can help and support you. We have a minister's discretionary fund. I have been honored in the last 3.5 months. People have come to me and said, I need to pay X bill. Usually it's utilities or housing. We know that people are really struggling right now with keeping roofs over their heads. People come to me and ask, and it has been the greatest honor of this job that your donations go directly to keep somebody's lights on, to keep a roof over somebody's head. So we have those services. We also have referral services in the community. ICS stands for Interfaith Community Services, yes, and Coral's our contact for that. They are great at helping with services. So there's lots of resources in Tucson that I am happy to pass on, and we have our care team that's happy to help in ways that they are able to help too. Anything you want to add to that?
No?
Okay, next question. How can quieter, more introverted people be more involved at UUCT? As a quieter, more introverted person, I get that. And it can be hard, especially like at social hour. You go over to social hour and it feels like everybody knows everybody, and if I sit at a table, I'm going to be imposing. And for some of us, that's really difficult. So part of this answer is us being aware that there's people looking for places to sit and to be welcoming. And say, come sit with us. Come have your coffee with us, right? There's also so many activities happening that don't require either an RSVP or prior attendance, right? So one of the advertisements you'll see is game night, which is fabulous. Just drop in, bring your deck of cards, whatever you want to play. There's no expectation that you know anybody, and we just welcome you in and play. So I think there's a lot of ways that you can get to know more people, which might help you feel more confident being involved in big group things.
Yeah, I can relate to that question, actually. I wouldn't say that I'm fully introverted. But for example, going to social hour after the service and being in this large room with a lot of people is not my thing. I will go there, you will see me, come to me, talk to me, but it's not my favorite place. I'd rather go to a small room with a small group of people. There I would be comfortable. So I think that there is something to be done here. I've heard ideas about it that were really resonating. And I think we can improve that side of things for people who don't feel comfortable after the service going to a large room full of excited people. We can work on that. There are ways.
The wisdom lies in the group. Tom.
However you participated in today's service, our congregation depends upon you for your love, your time, and your financial support. For those of you here in person, the ushers will soon be passing the collection baskets among you. For those of you watching from afar, you can send a check to our church office, or you can give online at uuctucson.org/donate. The offering will now be given and received in grateful appreciation of our shared hopes and values. And as the offering is collected, announcements about upcoming activities will appear on the screen. So I didn't say this earlier this morning, but my name is Thomas Gregg. And in addition to being your worship associate and your song leader today, I am also on your board of trustees.
Whoop, whoop.
And my portfolios are social justice and ways and means. So I want to first invite everyone to social hour after the service over in Goddard Hall, which is out the double doors behind you and to your left. There will be coffee, iced tea, lemonade, snacks, and good company. Social hour food and refreshments are free for all, and donations are appreciated to cover the cost. If you are new and you want to stay in touch with us, you can fill out a guest information card in the Welcome Center, also over in Goddard Hall. You can find a virtual guest information card in the newcomer section of our website. And also, if you're interested in signing the membership book, join Reverend Jamili in the minister's study immediately after the service today, and most first Sundays of the month. Reverend Jamili or anyone on the membership team are available to talk about membership if you have questions. And I don't know if you saw the slide about Share the Plate, but it's time to vote. Oh, not that vote, but it's for our Share the Plate recipients. One Sunday each month is designated as Share the Plate, or STP, Sunday, where we give half of the non-pledge collection to a community organization whose mission we support. Our STP organizations are picked by congregational vote, so you get to help select our recipients for the 2026 calendar year. You can see the weekly newsletter for ways you can have your opinion known. Voting is open from October the 5th through the 19th, and results will be announced in early November of this year. And finally, as a member of your board, I want to share that we are currently looking for someone to lead this year's stewardship campaign. Come talk to me or someone else on the board. We have these flashy lanyards that say board on them if you want more information about that. And I will also be available at social hour if you have other questions or feedback for your board.
So Tom was giving the announcement about come to social hour, and I'm like, oh, maybe we scared everybody off from social hour. It's actually wonderful. Come to social hour. So our next set of questions start with the big ones. The big category is theology. Woo! So this question I think it's on a lot of our minds. Here's the question. Do you think people that have or want to strengthen UU values but come from a Christian evangelical background can remain friends with people from that tradition? Yeah, not a little question. And there was more, not talking about individual relationships, talking about individual relationships, not about politics. How do we keep people from our culture of origin that we love while having integrity regarding UU values? Gosh, this is a hard one, right? We have so many people that are in our lives who we love and we just disagree with fundamentally. I think where I would start is to make sure that you're safe, right? There are family relationships, there are friend relationships, there are dynamics that are harmful to us, and we don't need to continue those. They don't need to continue, even family. Second layer down is, as our question asker says, can we focus on things that are not politics? And if you can hold that boundary with folks, maybe that's a way to do it, is to find other things that you share in common and lean into those. The weather is a great topic. Everybody has weather. And try to avoid the politics. The other, I think the harder thing to do, which I don't think is for everybody, and not every relationship. But I think my best self would say, get curious, right? Get curious about what they believe, why they believe it. Get them to explain it. Maybe there can be some understanding then. And the research on getting people out of cult situations actually that's the only thing that gets people out of, if they've been, quote, brainwashed, is to ask and to give a space for them to talk through and to realize the cognitive dissonance that they're experiencing. I'm not sure my higher self is always successful. I would like to do that with people. It's hard. It is really hard. So first off, make sure that you're safe in that relationship. And we can talk more. Come to Spirited Conversations one Thursday a month. We talk about all this stuff. Next question. Narrow your personal theology down to 6 words. What are they? 6 words, your theology.
Yes. I was tempted by 6 paragraphs.
No.
But I came down to 5 words. Yeah.
Oh.
See, even
Brevity.
better.
Brevity.
Even better. First is interconnectedness. The second one is kindness. The third one is impermanence. The fourth one is equity. And the fifth one is empathy.
Have you heard of this really small denomination called Unitarian Universalism? I think you would
No.
fit. Yeah. I went the other route, and I have 2 sentences. First, harm none, do as you will. Then I thought, well, that's not exactly it. The second one was, you are loved, all are loved, no one is alone. I think that's better, but it's also not 6 words. Probably what everybody came for, our next category, transition process. So unsurprisingly, we got a lot of questions about the transition work. They boiled down to big questions like these. What are the goals of the transition work? What is the timeline for completing each goal? Will we have a state of the church service? How will UUCT congregants be invited to engage in the transition process? Really, these are questions of process and transparency. Do you want to take?
I can. So first question, what are the goals of the transition work? In no order, define a vision and mission. Some people cringe when we say vision, so let's say that define who you want to be in the next 5 years. What do you want to be in the next 5 years? Let's talk about that. Define expectations for the next minister. I want you to know what you need, what you want to be, what do you need to be that, and what kind of minister can help you get there. In that order. Evaluate staffing needs. There are questions around that, and we need to talk about it. And the last goal is explore new and sustainable sources of income. That's a lot. That is a lot. Second question about the timeline. 1 year, 2 years. I don't know. We started on trying to do it in 1 year. Fiscal year started on September 1st, so that's 10 months until June 30th. Might be short. Honestly, that might be short. So we might have to push it into a second year. We'll see. We're doing our best, believe me. Will we have a state of the church service? If that question implies that I would come and give you a sermon, a homily about the congregation, the answer is no. I can, I won't. What I will do, most likely in December, I will give you a report on everything I've heard during my interviews. Those interviews, I have already almost 30 of them. I have 10 more scheduled and more coming. Those interviews give me a lot of data. I will compile that data and present it as a report in December. Last question. Well, how will you be engaged in the transition process? You are. You already are. In the last email I sent, I gave you access to my calendar to set an appointment at a time with me. Do it. If you don't do it, your choice. I respect that. The second phase will be in January, starting in January. I don't know how long it will last, but starting in January, we will start having workshops, cottage meetings, conversations as small groups, leadership groups, membership groups, and the whole congregation. There you will be involved. Please come as often as possible. That will be your involvement in that transition process and in the discernment of, again, who do you want to be in 5 to 10 years.
And I think part of this question can be answered by the next set of questions. So if we can see the next slide. Also about transitions process, is there a team from the congregation to help support the transition? What will they do? How will they work with the transitions consultant and the board of trustees? And I saw some people from that new team here. It's Darlene, and Greg is out of town. Tom, wait, where's Tom? With all of his many, many hats as our board rep. Brigitte is here, and Rosa, I'm sure Rosa will be at all the meetings. And Betsy is not here today, and Esther Roth might be over in the other building. They are our transitions team, and they will work closely with Francis and report to the board and keep the board informed about what their work is. And you've met.
We met a first time, we'll meet a second time. Next week, we are planning on meeting every other week. The transitions team has multiple roles, helping me organize everything that needs to be organized. That's one thing. Maybe not the most important. The most important role is that I want an advisory team with me. I want to share my ideas. I want to share my findings with the team of people from the congregation who can tell me if I'm going the right direction or if I am not. I want also a team, to be accountable to. So I report to them, I tell them what I'm doing. And on the team, we have a board member who will be our liaison to the board, even if I report to the board also. So it's really a question for the team to be having an oversight on the work I do. You know, I had that very, very good question, very legit question about me being impartial because I applied for that position as a member of the congregation. So the question was, how can you be on both sides? And my answer is, first, it's my job. So you have to trust that. I am pretty impartial. I have to. It's my work. But secondly, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to tell you how you will become a different congregation. I'm here to help you find it for yourself. So if I have any slight dust of partiality, do we say that, partiality? Partiality in my work, my transitions team will keep me in check. I was like, oh, Francis, no, you can't do that.
And I think that leads us to the next question about the ministerial hiring process and timeline. How can we be assured of transparency and fairness in this process? So what our vision is that there will be a point where Francis and his team gathers together the ministerial search team. And they are out of the congregation. They will, as a group with everybody's input, help us determine what's needed next in the settled minister and start the search process. So that will be separate communications about, as we're moving forward towards hiring the next settled minister, that will be there. That's the process I won't be a part of.
Yes, our findings as a transitions team will be communicated to ministerial search team, and they will do their job. And our job as transitions team will stop here for that. We need to understand what you want for the next minister, and then we'll tell the search team, and the search team will probably ask more questions. They will refine it if they need it, but that will be totally separated. Our findings will be shared with you as we go, like the report in December, and then there will be more. So there will be total transparency here. And you can come to me anytime and ask me any question. You can come to the transitions team members and ask any question.
And I think those of us that had careers and businesses that moved more quickly than this, it feels like it's a slow process. Church is a slow process. And we are doing something that's really different than what most churches do at the end of a settlement. We are not following the processes that have been outlined and tread because we don't need to. Because we have different skills here. We have what we need here. And we're doing something really differently. And just as a little bit of a brag, the transitions processes at the UUA, they're watching us. Our consultant who's in our Western region is watching us. Like, we could do this differently, and we're pioneering that for the whole denomination. So it is taken time, it's taken really deliberate energy and effort and excitement on the part of our board, and we're doing it. Like, how exciting is this? Next question. Who is UUCT? Is increasing diversity of our membership a priority? That's a question for you all, right? We can tell you our opinions, but we're not the ones that are going to make it happen. We're not the ones that are going to go and invite people. That's not our job. If that's important to the congregation will make it happen. So that's a question for you all. And I think it's a question we're asking in our transition work. Who are we in the future? The other questions that came in around diversity, equity, and inclusion are about age differences, right? Our congregation is aging. Are we willing to adapt to be friendly for folks that don't have gray hair, right? Are we willing to continue to offer services for children? How do we do that? Is that important to us? If we don't do that, how do we recognize that we're going to be a church that ages out over time? We've got choices to make. You've got choices to make. Our children are here, and I want to end this last second set of questions with a quick poem from one of my favorite poets, John Rodell. He writes, "In these days, may we remember that we still belong to each other. May we lift our eyes and see the light still waiting. May we choose love as if it were our native language. May we believe that we can heal when we're broken. May we lean towards one another, not away. May we be gentle with this fragile world." Let's sing our kids in. 3.
We are grateful for community, for gifts we share, and how we show our love and care. With thinking minds and helping hands, we'll build a place where love and hope expand.
So our youngest friend brought us some questions, and we will do, this is our lightning round. Lightning round. Ready? Okay, let's go. First question.
What do you like best about our church?
Oh, what do you like best about our church? The people.
I would go with the people too.
Oh.
The building.
The building?
The building is
Oh my God, the building is gorgeous. It feels like home.
it's something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your favorite song to sing in church?
Oh.
It's coming. There is a clue.
Spoiled
I
it,
chose
spoiled
the next one.
Hymn number 1064 is Francis's.
Yes.
My favorite is Voice Still and Small.
Oh.
Voice Still and Small.
What's something you like to learn how to do?
Oh. Something you would like to learn how to do.
Singing.
Singing. I did ballroom dance for a hot minute. I'd like to do that again. Yeah.
Who do we talk to when we have a problem?
Oh, who do we talk to when we have a problem? Well, I would hope that each and every single one of us has a trusted adult, somebody that you know that you could go to, that will hold when things are confident, will help you understand when something is private versus needs to be shared with others. I would hope we all have that. That said, I'm the minister for the kids too, and I am happy to talk to people. And Miss Lily is a resource for the kids too, and for our families. So you've got lots of folks here that love you and want you to succeed.
Which value is most important to you?
Oh, which value is most important to you?
Among the UU values, you mean?
Yeah.
Interdependence. Hard to pick one.
It's hard to pick one. It's the chutes and ladders of the UU values. I'll say equity for today. I'm going to take inspiration from equity today. Others?
What is something that made you laugh today?
You did just now. My dog Ruby. Yeah, Ruby made me laugh today.
We had a call, driving here, we had a call in the car with some friends and we had a good laugh. So friends is the answer.
If you could add one thing to the church, what would it be?
Add one thing. A ramp. Thank you, Helen. A ramp.
Add one thing to the church.
I was just thinking about the rain garden too. I'm like, that was such a long project and took so many people and so long to bring to fruition. And our AC unit that we did a year ago, we are making leaps and bounds.
I would vote for the ramp.
The ramp. Ramp.
I noticed it the first time I came.
Yeah. Yep. Other questions? We get them all? We got them all. Thank you guys for asking us those good questions.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very much.
Our closing hymn is apparently, what's that? Our closing hymn is apparently Francis's favorite. It's 1064, Blue Boat Home. Please stand if you are able and sing along.
Away from the ruling
Cherish your doubts.
For doubt is the servant of truth.
Question your convictions.
For beliefs held too tightly strangle the mind and its natural wisdom.
Suspect all certitudes.
For the world whirls on, nothing abides.
Yet in our inner rooms full of doubt, inquiry, and suspicion,
Let a corner be reserved for trust.
for without trust there is no space for communities to gather or for friendships to be forged.
Indeed, this is the small corner where we connect and reconnect with each other. Thank you for the words, Cherish Your Doubts, Michael Schuler. Thank you.
Jazzy rendition of Amazing Grace. How amazing and wonderful. I've never heard such a good. You are amazingly talented. God bless you. I appreciate it.